Long time no speak.
Long time no speak. I'm doing good. Whereabouts in the world do you find yourself at the moment on tour?
I had to have a little think about that, but I'm in Berlin. And it's pissing it down with rain. Not the
Is it
best weather today.
okay? Okay. Do you? Is it fun? I mean, you've toured most of your life as a musician. Is it exciting? I know playing shows is exciting, but the buzz that you would have gotten the first time you went to Berlin, or the buzz, do you get back to Berlin and go, "Oh, I know this place. I've been here before. I know where I'm going."
It's funny because, like, any of you, when you're touring, a lot of the time you're in and out of these places, same old story, really. So it's not as if I see a lot of these places. But in terms of like that buzz, I still feel the buzz of being on tour
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
I mean, things still feel pretty new to me in the context of what I'm doing now. Obviously, I've got all that touring experience with the band, but I feel like I'm still learning as a solo artist and on the job and stuff like that. So yeah, I've still definitely got the buzz for it, man.
Nice.
Definitely.
This is a weird question, but I've seen you in a bunch of places around the world. One thing that I have never been able to personally get into is there's sometimes where I'm just like, this, I want to go home. You don't get into a rhythm. You just you wake up, the buffet shit, the food shit, you look at your bag and you're like, I just want to sleep in my own bed. Are there times where you're like, you know what? I need a break from this. I need to go home for just a minute and find my compass or, pat my dog or something like that?
I mean, to a degree, definitely, there's days where you wake up and miss home for sure. But here's what happens on days like that, right? You might wake up in a slightly bad mood. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're hungover, whatever it is. And that lasts all day. And maybe you're not that up for the show. And then you walk out there and you just get slapped round the face with the adrenaline. And it's undeniable. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
undeniable. So even on those shit days, you are you are rewarded at the end with the show for
Oh,
sure.
nice, nice. Hey, you know what is always a great place to tour and play shows? That's Australia. Am I right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You're gonna be here, literally January and February, in the midst of our summer, sir. Please bring your factor 50.
Oh, I will. Factor 30, though. I think I'll be all right with 30.
Factor 30. I think you're a factor 50 at least.
Don't you worry about me, lad. I probably tan better than you, I'd say.
Absolutely. Hey, yeah, you're gonna be back in Australia. You're looking forward to coming back, right?
Yeah, man. It's always been a super, super exciting place to be, from the first time I was there with the band. But also the shows themselves are really, really great, really, really fun. So, yeah, I had a great time on the last tour. Really excited to come back. Buzzing that we're coming in the summer. So yeah, it should be really good, man. I'm really, really excited.
And I'm very excited to be able to speak to you about this because I don't know if anyone knows or if this is the first time they're going to hear about it, but you're given the chance for fellow musicians to join you and literally play the opening slot on your tour. And you're looking for 3 acts or bands. Tell me about it. What's the story? What can you tell me?
I mean, it's a version of something I've already kind of been doing. I've got a festival called Away From Home, and on the opening slot for that, we often do a similar thing for that. I've always been really interested in the development stage of artists and people at the start of their career. So wherever I can help out with that, I'm always all ears.
Yeah.
And also, it's cool just to hear new music like that as well. So I'm excited to see what we get for sure.
So I think all the details are going to be up on your socials, on your Instagram. For if you're an up and coming Australian musician, you're looking for 3 acts to do the shows in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Is something tickling your fancy at the moment? When you see the group or the musician, will you go, "Yep, that's what I like"? Is there anything that you into?
No, I move on instinct really. So it will just be, listening to. I mean, normally I go for something that feels a little bit more individual. But we'll see. I'm excited to listen to what we get for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Just there's no limits really. You can do whatever you want to do.
No limits.
Yeah.
There's no limits. Yeah. You should probably send something in, lad.
I might. I play the banjo in my spare time. Might get up
right,
there.
Okay. I'm sure you do, mate. I'm sure you do.
I have no musical talent at all. While I've got you here, the documentary you made. For people who haven't seen it yet, it's streaming on Paramount Plus here in Australia. Congratulations on that. For people who haven't seen it, tell me all about it. What does it cover? It's a bit of a fly on the wall, right?
Well, I've always, right from back up where we first started on the X Factor, there's always been a camera around. So I've always been kind of used to that to a degree. And it kind of started off with the idea of me kind of just wanting to document this journey for myself, and then it grew into something bigger. And what it is, or at least what I hope that it is an honest portrayal of my life and my life post One Direction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. There's been times where it's been incredibly liberating, and there's times where it's been tough as well. So I'm hoping it gives a kind of honest portrayal of all that.
Nice. Anything that didn't make the cut? Did you have to do a director's edit? Did you get in there and go, no, take that out? No, that's not going in.
And not that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe some bad banter or some shit jokes that
some jokes that would get you cancelled. But apart from those, everything's
them,
in there.
So happy days. Yeah,
absolutely. The fans are super passionate about you here in Australia. So when I said them they're going to be on the show, they flooded me with some questions. So let me just hit you with a whole bunch of questions that the fans want to ask. Is there a plan to release a live album or release a new rock version of Back to You on streaming?
Oh, that's a very, very interesting topical question. I will not answer that question, actually, but I'm sure you will be able to. Sure whoever asked that question will know what I really mean.
Okay, all right, good. Question here: Do you see do you ever read DMs in your Instagram, just like on a creep, and just have a look, or do you just get so many you don't have time?
On occasion, I do on Twitter as well. On occasion, sometimes, especially like on Twitter, that's a good way of kind of keeping up with what's going on within the fan base. Often I'm in like groups where they're chatting amongst each other, and I'm also in that group. So yeah, I do a bit of reading of that. Yeah.
Do you have a song you're most proud of?
A song I'm most proud of. Yeah.
All of them, right?
Yes, every single song I ever wrote. No, I would say Saturdays. There's something about it's on my album Faith in the Future, and something about it live. It feels really special to me live. So I'll say Saturdays.
This is not a fan question. This is a Smallzy question. Now,
also a fan question.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one ticket holder from the very early days. There's a thing that you do. I guess I don't know how it started, but I know it happens that there's a moment where you sort of like lean into the crowd in the show and people rip your clothes off you. Are you planning on doing that in Australia, number one? Number two, one girl got it framed. I'm not sure if you've seen that. She got your singlet and put it in a frame.
I did see that. Do you know what it's by far my favorite part of the show. I mean, you feel, as I said to you before, from the minute you walk out to stage, you feel that adrenaline. But literally, the closer you get to the crowd, the more of that adrenaline you feel. And by the end of the show, I get down in the pit and just kind of immerse myself. And that feeling is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those moments in the Aussie shows for sure.
Right. Ever thought you were gonna die? Your fans are very passionate. Ever thought in a moment where you're in there going, okay, these ones tonight, they're quite aggressive. I've underestimated the strength. I've underestimated their strength.
It is a funny one because there's a line, right? I kind of like getting in there and it feeling a little bit rough. I like that. That's part of it. When they start ripping me clothes off me, it gets a little bit on top,
Yeah.
But yeah, is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely have no doubt. I'm sure you'd be like, okay, that's some fingernails scratching. That was that.
Yeah. I've got a fat bruise on the back of my arm from the other night where some girl got me in the grip.
Yeah, she was not letting go. I don't know if you have any time off while you're here and going to be here in Australia. Are you got any time off? You want to do anything sightseeing, any touristy stuff?
I'd love to. I mean, I don't actually know how much time off I will have.
Not a lot. I'm just sorry, not a lot. I'm just looking at the dates. You have literally one day off between shows. You will be traveling and playing catch up.
Yeah, always the way, frustratingly. But I need to get over for a holiday, man. I've never I know Niall went years ago to Australia on holiday and did some traveling there and stuff. I'd love to do a bit of that, man.
The Faith in the Future tour, you're here January, February. Always a pleasure to see you, sir. Thank you for your time. I'll see you when you're down under.
Yeah, man. See you then. Lovely to speak to you, lad. I hope you're doing great.
Mate, yeah, you too, and enjoy the rest of your rainy day in Berlin.